Hello and welcome to Roosevelt Rebel with your host Tisa Rebel Beltran. All right. Oh, ow. There was no reason to say ow, but I hit my hand. So I am going to talk about what I learned this week in my cultural psychology class. So now I would just like to say that I come from Native American background and also Mexican background. My family my dad's side, this is what I know of, is from Jalisco, and we are deeply rooted with culture. On my mom's side, we are Yaqui, and my dad's side, I'm learning, and I have to get more information. I'm gonna have to get my um mom to spit into a little thing and get her information. And my dad, he's telling stories daily, more and more, because he does have early onset dementia, but I feel like it's starting to creep up and it sucks. But he's telling lots of stories, and some of the stories are repetitive, but that is okay because I love hearing his stories. And so everywhere he goes, he tells stories. For example, um, the other day I went to the grocery store to turn in my scratcher tickets because my family were a bunch of gamblers and we like to scratch tickets and go gambling and enjoy our time in a healthy manner, not in a negative manner where it's a problem. Just a little side note. So I went to go cash in my scratchers and buy my mom some tickets because she was like, "Here, I won $10. Go get me more tickets." So I went to go cash them in. And my dad's been going to this grocery store for like 50 years, however long this grocery store has been there. And so he knows everybody, talks to everybody. There's people that have gone and left, and he still talks to some of them when, he still knows them. Like, for example, we ran into a guy that used to work there. I don't know how long ago. We ran into him at a Circle K, and he was like, "Hey, that's my friend so and so. He used to work at the grocery store, and he doesn't work there anymore. And like, he's a nice guy." Like, they were handshaking and like fist bumping, and I don't know. My dad is just such a busy man. And then, so the lady behind the counter, when I was cashing in the scratchers, told me, she was all, "Your dad and your brother were just in here." I was like, "I know, I'm here to cash in my things and get my mom some tickets." And she's like, "I love your dad. He always has a story to tell." I said, "I know." I said, "He tells stories every day." I said, "And sometimes he tells stories at the wrong time. Like when I leave my room and I'm working because I work from home and I just go out to do something real quick and he's just telling me a story and I'm like, 'Dad, I gotta go.' And I feel horrible, but I have to go." So, um, that's a funny little story about my pops. I love that man. And he's turning 84 this year, so whew, we, I love him. So, anyhow, so this week in cultural psychology, we're learning about different syndromes and psychological, um, cultural, uh, issues, not issues. Sorry, my brain just fucking blanked. Um, Psychological syndromes. There we go. Good job, brain. Um, so I had to pick two different syndromes. Oh, I closed it. I didn't. No. I had to pick two different syndromes and write about them. So the two that I chose had to do with my cultures. So I picked. Oh wow, my brain just went blank. Brink. I would just like to fucking say right now that it's been a long day. It's been a long weekend. The hood was definitely the hood this weekend, and I will tell that story after I do this. Um, so let me get in there. I closed my paper. Um, and my brain is going blank because it's late as hell. Okay, there we go. Courses. Let's do this. Cultural psychology. Getting in there. I didn't think I was going to use the paper, and then I just remembered. to look into it. So it's why was it chapter 12? Oh, this is stuff that's coming up. Okay, I was so confused right now. All right, so it was chapter 12 and 13. If I can find it. Like all of a sudden I'm all discombobulated. Actually, I've been that way all day. And I had to tell my niece, I was like, just to let you know, I'm kind of a little out of it. I was at a four-way stop and I was in the fucking boonies, like Indian School and Jackrabbit. I was heading that way. And if you know Arizona, that's way west and not very much north, but west. So there was a four-way stop, and so the person across from me started going forward. So I started going forward because I was like, hell, if he's going to go, then nobody can turn because, that's the safe thing to do. So I started to go. But no, the car to the right of me that's turning left decided to turn, and the person in the passenger seat was flipping me off. And I was like, then I thought about it. I was like, this whole scenario happened in my head, and I had to stop myself. And I was just like, what the hell? I was like, how immature do you have to be to flip people off? Like, I'm trying to think of like how old I was when I was flipping people off, but it was people that I knew that I was flipping off. It wasn't like strangers that I was flipping off. Like, who does that? You know, kids. Because think about it. In this day and age, with all these shootings going on, this is what went on in my head. I was like, if I had a gun and I was crazy, like, I the scenario, if somebody flips you off, but like, what the fuck? Because this happens all the time, and go and fucking scare them with the gun or be confrontational, weird ass shit like that. And so I told my niece about that, but I didn't tell her about the whole thing that happened in my brain, the whole scenario. I was like, he flipped me off, and I was just like, wow. I said, I'm like, so I'm just having a hard time. And plus, it was because I hadn't eaten all day, and because it's Easter, I wasn't going to eat anything. I had to fucking, save my stomach for the potluck. So my brain has just been like, whew, today. And the reason is if you know me, I talk about PMDD. So, it's close to ovulation, I believe. So my brain and my dreams, plus the full moon. If you don't believe in the full moon, you should probably believe in the full moon, because think about it. The whole waters are attracted to the moon, and it's all a pull, gravitational pull. So we are like 75% water. So why wouldn't that same thing happen to humans? And especially with women, with their hormonal things happening during that time of the month, if they are on that time of the month. Oh, I am just going to stop myself because I'll continue talking about it because I love things like this. But anyhow, so I chose two different things that have to do with my culture. So we're a Yaqui Indian and other Native, which like it's my dad didn't really know. I honestly asked him yesterday, and he just went on a whole other story. So it's really hard to get information, especially in this day and age with him, because he doesn't know, and some stories are just like, I don't know kind of thing. So the two psychological they're psychological disorders were, I chose um, witchcraft, brujeria. I'm having a hard time with my fucking Spanish tonight, you guys. You can tell that I'm Americanized, right? Um, so I could tell a story about that as well. And ghost sickness. So I chose those two because ghost sickness is from my native background, and we truly do believe in this. Like, my family does believe in this. There is ghost sickness where you are it could either go either way, where you're have grief or guilt from the death of somebody. So you actually get sick. You have reoccurring nightmares. You are not eating. You have loss of appetite, hallucinations. Like, these things can happen to you. And like, these things, like, your brain is so powerful. And so the information that I have found is the Navajo believe that you are, was it the Navajo? No, it's the Apache. The Apache, they bury their dead right away because they don't want anything to do with the spirit. They're like, the spirit, they don't want to be haunted. They don't want anything to happen to them. So they bury the body right away. And they do a whole purification thing. And they just want to make sure that the spirit stays on the other side and doesn't get in contact with the living. So that is really interesting to find out. I did not know that. So then the other one that I did, oh no, I was talking about the tribes. So then with uh, the the Navajo, oh, my brain just fucking goes blank sometimes, and I'm just like so pissed off about it. The Navajo, let me get it. I'm just gonna get in my article review. Boom, found it. Submission details, because I don't even know where it went, so I'm opening it now. I just downloaded it to my computer because I'm so not brain working. I think it's opening it, yeah. It's opening it now so I can let y'all know. I closed everything on my computer because I didn't think I was going to do this tonight. I thought I was just going to have a drink and go to bed because I was like, okay, because I went to uh, wine place, Total Wine. That's what it's called. Because I was really wanting some. So I bought Cherry Blossom beer, which is a Papago Brewing, I believe. Not too sure. Can't think of it right now. And um, the black cherry was not. Oh my god, what the heck? The black cherry was not very good. Like everybody tasted it, and everybody was just kind of like, "Ew." So I'm sorry for whoever's brewing that. I don't remember what company it was. I think it's Papago, because it was not very delicious. It was black cherry. So I was like, I really want just the orange blossom because I had a couple of those at my best friend's house last weekend for at his party. Not party, it was just a get together. And it was delicious, so I went and got that. And then I got another one, a strawberry blonde from a different brewing company from here. Like, I'm all about getting local and supporting local. So I got another one of those strawberry blonde. I don't remember right off the top of my head. And then I got I'm all about fucking flavors here right now. I got a dark cherry with vanilla whiskey. And Candace was like, I want to try that. And I'm like, I got it, so uh, and I tasted it. I haven't told her yet because I think she's asleep because it's really late. Um, oh my god, I don't know what's going on. I don't want to do this. I'm closing it. It's not letting me open the freaking thing if you can hear the rings in the background. So it tasted like medicine. You know, the kids' medicine or like any kind of medicine with um, cherry. So that's what it kind of tasted like to me. Maybe I'll taste it tomorrow and it'll be different. But tonight, that's what it tasted like. So I just mixed it with ginger beer. And hold on, let me taste it. Because I was doing school and I was just like, okay, you can have a relaxation nightcap. That still tastes like medicine. I think cherry just like my brain relates to medication. So this is not closing. Okay, it closed. So it tastes like medicine. So the psychological disorder, it happens when a person is dealing with grief. So the Navajo believe that ghost sickness is caused by the spirit of the dead attaching to a living person, and the Apache tribes believe that bury the dead quickly because they don't want to connect with the dead or spirits or anything like that. And then, of course, in the American culture, we do believe in it. And Sigmund Freud, I hate that dude, also believed that it was caused by grief. So, it became a Western thing as well, but it mostly is with Native Americans and peoples of the Polynesian islands. So,